Hello, I hope everybody had a great spring break and are ready to get back to school and have a little bit of routine and activity. So of course I am excited to start this project. This is a project that I've been wanting to do in class for a really long time, but I've never been quite able to figure out how to do it. So thanks for experimenting with me. I've done a couple of stop motion things unofficially for fun because I think it's fun. So hopefully you think it's fun, and I'll try to answer any questions possible. Before we get started, I know you watched the other video, or maybe you're watching this one first, but I just kind of want to talk about my setup, and maybe it kind of gives you like a practical approach, because hope you enjoy my tour. All right, so first of all, yes, this is a table that I have in my bedroom that is also my workspace. You can see I have a way of setting up. Well, you can either use my phone, or like I have the stand here if I want to use my iPad. I set up like this so you can see. In the other video, they talked about having some sort of official stand. So obviously you want to have it above wherever you're working so that it can take the picture. But it also needs to be somewhere that's fairly flat. This obviously is not quite flat. But it might be more stable that way. Anyways, and then having a consistent lighting. So I have a lamp here. You can obviously do this at any time of day. In the video, they recommended not doing it during the day by a window. However, I have a window in my room, so that's just how life is sometimes. And that's okay. I'm not too concerned about your lighting. Obviously, if you're working on part of it during the day, part of it at night, it's gonna look kind of funny. So try to work on it around the same time of day, or at least, well, keep your light consistent so it's not terribly noticeable. I have this lovely little cat here because now that I own a cat, apparently that makes me a cat person and everything's cat themed. So this is my cat Tegan. She has a weird ear, so you're welcome. Yeah, and then the other thing that he talked about is having a timer. So this is the app that they used in that video, but also what I use conveniently. And it's super, super simple. All you do is just push the button, done, takes a picture. They talked about using a timer that is here at the top. So all you do is just click on that, and then you can decide how much time you need. I'm honestly really slow, so I probably need more time. If you have something that's less complicated, you could do something shorter, but you can just decide, all right, so every, 10 seconds, that's way too much. 1 second is when it's gonna go off. So done. And then I actually haven't really used the timer because, oh, this is not gonna work with one hand. Well, Tegan's losing an arm. And then you just kind of move things around wherever you want, however you want it to work, and then it will take its picture. You wanna make sure to move fully out of the frame. Obviously, if I'm, standing off to the side, you'll get weird shadows. So avoid that when possible. In the video, they also talked about this here. These are all the different settings. Full disclosure, I took a photography class and I still don't even fully understand all of the camera settings. If you're really into that, more power to you. I just use the generic settings and let it autofocus and all that. There is an option to do manual so that you can go in and focus it, or you can just auto. Manual will probably let it just stay. So if it let it focus and then hit manual, then it'll just kind of stay at that level and it won't keep trying to refocus as you're working on it. So you can try that. That's honestly really how, it's simple. You just push the button. Once you have moved around your object several times and taken the picture, you are able to then go in. This is a disaster. You're welcome. Okay. Then you can go in and play your video and just see your masterpiece in action. Some things to make note of: you can go through and change the frames per second. That is going to be how many pictures or frames are happening per second. Honestly, we want to probably see around 7 or to 10. You can kind of play around with that, how your story goes. It may make more sense one way or another, There are options for adding in other pictures, not through this app, and also sound and that sort of thing. Most of it, I believe, you have to pay extra. I don't because I'm a cheapo, but you're welcome to at will. You can also record some of your own sounds. Go for it. I would love to hear some sounds. Or you could get really crazy and export it over into iMovie and then put in some music that way too, or whatever you're video editing if you're a video editor. Another thing is if you touch directly on the picture itself, there are other things that you can do with it. So of course that's how you delete it, but you can also copy and paste over frames. So if you want something to repeat itself, or maybe you just want to go back and forth without having to edit your thing back and forth, you can just copy and paste it in here. You can also go in and add audio to a specific image by itself. Anyways, so there is my setup with the workspace underneath your video. And yes, I know this is not the scene setup from the last video, but this is the stop motion that I was working on earlier, so there you go. You are welcome to use whatever you want to create your video out of. You can use Play-Doh, you can use paper, you can use food, you can use your pet. I don't really care. Just find something that you think is interesting and that you're excited to stare at for a couple of hours and go crazy. Like I said before and what was said in the video, you need to have a designated workspace. So this needs to be someplace that is going to be okay for you to be standing there for a little bit. Obviously you can sit, but it needs to be someplace, preferably not in the middle of your hallway if your parents or siblings or whatever will be distracting you. Set up shop somewhere where you can work in peace. Also, kind of like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to do this all in one sitting. You can come back to it periodically. If that is the case and you don't have an iPad that you can just leave sitting there forever, make sure to kind of draw out maybe little pencil marks on your paper underneath your subject so that when you go to return your phone back to the spot, you know exactly where to line it up. It is very obvious when halfway through your video, everything shifts. Sometimes it happens, sometimes you blow too hard and your pieces go everywhere. It's life, but I want to try and avoid as much pain as possible. The other thing, as I mentioned, is the lighting. So if you start your video in the morning and then you go take a nap and come back 12 hours later and it's nighttime, the lighting will be different. You might be better off to just wait till the next morning to start it again. This stop motion that you're watching me work on right now is super, super simple, and that's great. You're welcome to do something simple, but I encourage you to challenge yourself, push yourself, create a scene and a story that your subject is going to be playing in. So you can either create that background out of paper or clay, but you don't have to. You can also use things that you find around your house. Maybe it's on your kitchen counter. I've attached some other links on the Google Classroom that you can watch and see all the different ideas that are out there. So have fun with it, challenge yourself, and let me know what you think. I'm excited to see your projects. Good luck.